In Berlin, in 1989, an MI6 agent, James Gascoigne, is trying to escape from a KGB agent named Yuri Bakhtin. However, he finally gets caught by Bakhtin, who kills him, steals his precious wristwatch, and throws his dead body in the river. The movie fast-forwards to 10 days later in London, where Lorraine Broughton, who is another top-level MI6 spy, is seen burning a picture of James and herself. She is badly wounded and has returned from a big mission. She gets ready and is called by her senior agent, Eric Gray, for questioning regarding their failed operation in Berlin. Initially, she refuses to answer in front of a CIA agent, Emmett Kurzfeld, who she pretends to dislike. We all know the CIA and MI6 rivalry goes way back. However, she has to present her report as she is bound to obey her senior's orders. Lorraine begins telling her story, and a flashback starts where the movie shifts 10 days prior to her interrogation. She recalls getting called by Eric Gray, who informed her about James's death. This wristwatch contains a list, which is a concealed microfilm document containing the names of every undercover intelligence agent and double agent active in Berlin. Double agents are the spies who work for both MI6 and KGB, leaking their information, double-crossing an agency known to have the best agents and assassins. Yikes! Lorraine is then ordered to recover the list under cover of repatriating James's body. When Eric asks her if she knew James prior to the mission briefing, she ends up lying to her boss about not knowing James well when in fact they were once lovers. Of course, Eric had only asked because he did not want someone who could possibly put the mission in jeopardy due to an emotional attachment, but Lorraine chose to ignore that. She is told to look out for Satchel, who is an infamous double agent for the KGB and is the one who concealed the list in a wristwatch before giving it to James. Now that the wristwatch has been stolen by Bakhtin, Lorraine is assigned to retrieve the wristwatch from him while looking for Satchel. She is told that their best agent, David Percival, will assist her in the mission. Elsewhere, David is seen meeting Spyglass and reminds him of the deal that was locked between MI6 and him about handing over the list to James in return for his safe migration to West Berlin. David tells him that they don't have the list as it was stolen by Bakhtin, so they can't help him reach West Berlin safely. Spyglass reveals that he has memorized the list and remembers each name on it by heart. Suddenly, they are interrupted by the East Berlin police and have to leave, but Spyglass tells David that they will meet again before he disappears. On the other hand, Lorraine reaches Berlin, where she is received by two agents at the airport. On their way, she recognizes them as KGB agents posing as MI6 agents, attempting to kill her on the orders of their boss, Alexander Bremovich. Her being alert pays off, because she successfully manages to escape by crashing their car and killing them both. She is then immediately picked up by David. On their way, she asks David if he knows James, but he denies it. Here, both of them are being spied on by a girl whose identity is revealed later in the movie. Lorraine is dropped off at her hotel by David, and later she goes off to look for James's body. The doctor informs her about the ambiguity in the documents and the delay she will have to face before taking away the body. Later, it will be revealed that this delay was planned by Lorraine to stay in Berlin for some extra time. The same night, Lorraine visits a watch shop and asks the watchmaker for a watch that can access networks in East Berlin. The watchmaker asks her to return the next day at the same time. After leaving the watch shop, Lorraine visits James's apartment to search for something useful and discovers James and David's photo together. She gets doubtful, as David had denied knowing James earlier. However, the arrival of the KGB agents and West Berlin police interrupts her search, and she escapes from James's apartment after fighting them. After leaving James's apartment, Lorraine suspects David being behind the police ambush, but needs proof. Aware that she may be betrayed from higher up, she visits David's place and questions him about the photo. David tells her that he used to like James, and they were good friends. They go for a walk and talk a little bit, but David reveals no extra information to Lorraine. The next morning, Lorraine goes to a bar where she encounters KGB agent Bremovich, but is saved by Delphine Lassalle, a novice French agent who pretends to be Lorraine's friend. Seeing this, Bremovich leaves them alone. Delphine is the same girl who has been spying on Lorraine for long. She gives her hotel's address to Lorraine and asks her to meet her whenever she needs. After leaving the bar, Lorraine visits the same watch shop to collect the watch. The watchmaker gives her the watch containing networks of East Berlin. At the same time, David spies on Lorraine through a secret recorder that he fitted in her coat when she visited him. Lorraine returns to her hotel and opens the watch. When she decodes the codes given in the watch, she finds a map taking her to an informer. The next morning, Lorraine goes to East Berlin to meet the informer given on the map. KGB agents see her crossing the border and follow her on Bremovich's orders. Lorraine goes to a theater to save herself, but the agents trace her there as well. She gets into a fight with them and escapes after killing them. She goes to meet the informer, who informs her that Broughton is trying to sell James's wristwatch at the same watch shop she visited. David listens to their conversation through the secret recorder. On the other hand, Broughton is seen at the same watch shop where Lorraine got herself a watch. He tells the watchmaker he has a watch full of secrets he will sell to the highest bidder. However, David traces him. He allures him to an alley and kills him there, taking away his watch containing the list. When Lorraine returns to her room, she remembers LaSalle. She goes to the bar to meet LaSalle, where they get close. Although Lorraine is initially suspicious of LaSalle, they eventually engage in a sexual relationship. LaSalle suggests that they should work together, and Lorraine agrees in greed to retrieve any information from her. That day, CIA agent Emmett Kurzfeld meets with Lorraine in West Berlin, handing her a newspaper containing a number which, when called, informs her Satchel has been compromised. At his place, David reviews the list at his place, and he discovers who Satchel is. He plans to use this list for his benefit. Later, when he meets Lorraine, he doesn't inform her he found the list and tells her that Spyglass has memorized the list. He denies meeting Spyglass and acts innocent. Lorraine plans to escort Spyglass and his family to West Berlin in order to retrieve the list. David chooses the protest day for this mission, as the crowd will make their task easier. David meets with Bremovich, who suspects he has the list, but David, being smart, offers him only the second best thing, which is the identity and operations details of Spyglass. He tells Bremovich that they need to kill Spyglass in order to keep the balance. He plans to murder Spyglass while escorting him to West Berlin. In reality, David wants to kill Spyglass so the value of the watch he has doesn't decrease. However, LaSalle covertly photographs their secret meeting. The next day, David and Lorraine go to East Berlin, where Lorraine's informer has Spyglass's fake passport ready. They join the protest, along with Spyglass, and the KGB agents take their positions to target Spyglass in the public. Suddenly, Lorraine's informer blows a whistle, and all the protesters open their black umbrellas. Unable to spot Spyglass, KGB agents get confused. Lorraine tells Spyglass that it was her plan, as she knew the KGB wanted to kill him. Seeing this, David secretly shoots Spyglass, and he gets severely injured. To save him, Lorraine takes him inside one of the buildings. There, she is attacked by multiple KGB agents while rescuing the wounded Spyglass, but she battles them all. Both Lorraine and Spyglass escape the building in a car, but later their car is forced into a river by the KGB agents, and Spyglass dies after drowning. Lorraine is saved by her informer, who helps her make it to West Berlin. She soon realizes that somebody among them is spying on her and knows everything about her next step. She asks the informer to take her to her hotel in West Berlin. He secretly transports her to West Berlin, where she reaches her room and searches through her things. She discovers David planted a recorder in her coat when she visits him at his place and gets angry. At the same time, LaSalle visits her, and Lorraine tells her about the recorder and David. After returning home, LaSalle calls David and threatens him with her knowledge of his secrets. Here, it is revealed that LaSalle has been working for David since the start, and he was using her to spy on Lorraine. After the call, LaSalle prepares an envelope for Lorraine and leaves it on her desk. Then, David arrives at LaSalle's apartment and kills her. Soon, he flees as Lorraine arrives moments later. Lorraine finds LaSalle dead and sees the envelope she left for her. On opening it, she discovers the photos taken by LaSalle of David's meeting with Bremovich. She realizes David is working for the KGB and has the list. He has been deceiving her all the time, and all the attacks on her were planned by him since the start. On the other side, David burns his safe house and attempts to flee, but Lorraine arrives there and shoots him, avenging LaSalle. Before dying, David asks her if she knows who Satchel is, to which she replies she knows he is Satchel, the double agent. She shoots him again and takes the wristwatch from his hand containing the list. In the present time, when the senior agents ask Lorraine to prove that David was Satchel, she presents audio recordings she's doctored and LaSalle's photos of his meeting with Bremovich to prove he was Satchel. All this time, Lorraine has also been recording David and spying on his every move. Hence, she proves that David Percival was Satchel. Lastly, when seniors ask her where the list is, she denies knowing about its whereabouts, leaving MI6 no choice but to close the case. 3 days later in Paris, in another disguise, Lorraine meets with Bremovich, who addresses her as Comrade Satchel. Here, it is revealed that Lorraine is Satchel and has hidden her identity until now. She used to exchange a little information about MI6 for a big piece of information from RGB. Because Bremovich was tipped off by David with hints about Satchel and how dangerous she is, he plans to kill her. As soon as he takes the wristwatch containing the list from Lorraine, he orders his men to kill her. Lorraine, being smarter than all of them, takes out her hidden gun from the ice bowl and kills all of them, including Bremovich. Before she finishes him off, she tells Bremovich that she always fed him misinformation to manipulate the KGB. The watch she gave him was fake, and she planned all of this with her informant. Then, Lorraine meets the CIA agent Emmett Kurzfeld and hands over the list to him. Their conversation reveals that Lorraine is not just a double agent, but she is actually a triple agent and has been working for the CIA all along. Her main mission was to retrieve the list for the CIA so it would remain safe with them and no Cold War would start again. Joining MI6 and KGB was just part of her plan. Now that she is successful in her mission, she tells Kurzfeld that she wants to return to her old life, the life of a CIA agent in America. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for similar videos.